Alright guys, Coach Jay here with another video for you guys. This one is going to be the fifth strategy that I've included in the free guidebook down below that you can check out. I highly recommend that you check that out first before you watch any of my next videos, because it is basically a compilation of all of my 25 strategies that I've used to optimize my own workspace and to increase my performance in whatever it is that I was committed to doing. So go check that out first before you do this, before you watch this video. For those of you who have already read the guidebook and are still kind of confused and have questions about it, this video will hopefully answer your questions. And if not, you can always contact me directly through YouTube or leave a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So without wasting any time, let's get into today's video. All right, so control your devices. Smartphones. So you probably might be watching this on a smartphone. If not, you probably have a smartphone. Smartphones are good, but they're also bad, and let me explain. So smartphones, there are lots and lots of good technology that you can use to save you time and save you a lot of effort. But on the other side of it, there are a lot of distractions that don't really serve you any practical and immediate use. And so I want to talk about that part, and so that we can really eliminate or even reduce at the very least the distractions that you're getting from your smartphone. All right, statistics. I have some statistics here. An average person, listen to this carefully. An average person checks their phone 150 to 221 times a day, depending on which study you read. But just looking at those numbers, it just really points to the attractiveness, right? Because all distractions are really attractive if you think about it. And your smartphone being one of them, because number one, it really connects you to people that you don't even know. And it also connects you to the world. So it's like your gateway into this world that you're not living in. So but that was a little sidetrack. Anyways, that's the statistics, and I want to really dive into it because I want, unless you really need to use your phone, you don't really need to be using your phone, in other words. So that's the goal. We're trying to prevent you from looking at your phone in the first place, and we'll get right into it. The very simple thing, right? This is what I have in my guidebook. The only action that you need to take in order to remove and to reduce any distractions coming from your smartphone is to simply remove it from your workspace. Now, I didn't say from your entire day. I just said from your workspace. And remember, I talked about how you can keep your workspace sacred, which is the number one strategy that I recommend. Because if you have that, you have clear boundaries and you have clear purpose. So you're basically using your time and your space to create and to cultivate this environment for yourself. And you don't want to have a smartphone, which is a big distraction. Probably the biggest distraction for anybody who's around my age who is tech savvy to be distracted by. So I highly recommend that you just do this. But for those of you who seem to not be able to do this and who need a little bit more faith, I'm going to go further into how you can still have your phone but reduce the amount of distractions coming from your phone. And that is in one of the strategies that I've included. So I'll be talking about that further in another video. So if you are that person, don't worry, I got you. I can walk you through it in the next video that we'll be talking about that. And so you should subscribe and wait for the next one. All right, studies to improve performance. So there is studies to prove that just by removing your phone out of sight causes your anxiety to go away. And it allows you to enter into a state of mind that is more ideal, right? Ideal for you to get to work and to do great work. So that's what I want to, point to. This is all scientifically based, and I'm not just speaking from experience. I really want you to believe that these phones have a major component in distracting you from your work. Now, another way that you can have your phone, and to actually maximize your phone's potential, right, not as a distraction, is to turn it off before you go to sleep. Most of the time, I wake up, for example, in my situation, when I wake up and my phone is turned on, I'm immediately drawn to the notifications that I got while I was asleep. In order to prevent that from happening, I decided to turn off my phone so that when I wake up and I try to check my phone as a habit, I don't see the screen that I was expecting. And by building resistance to the sort of dopamine hits, right, that we all are aware of. I'm sure if you're if you're into the culture right now, there's a lot of talk about dopamine. If you wake up and you don't have that dopamine hit, and it's harder for you to get on your phone, right? That's why I recommend removing it from your workspace completely, because it's hard. It's harder to get to your phone. It's creating resistance, and resistance, right, creates barriers which your brain will eventually not want to do. It will be harder for you to do, and so that's what I'm encouraging here, to turn off before you sleep. And if you absolutely need a phone or something to remind you, or to use it as an alarm clock, I highly recommend that you use to buy and use a manual alarm clock. That way you don't have to use your phone to keep you up or to wake you up in the morning. So those are a few ways that you can control your device, but specifically your smartphone, because that is the point of focus that we're talking about here. So I hope you guys like this video. I'll be releasing more videos like this. Click on the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.